Not only Super Mario 40 years, but also September means that we got another monumental and equally high value anniversary one, and is PlayStation is turning 30. It's hard to imagine a world without the iconic triangle, circle, X, and square buttons. 3 decades. It feels like just yesterday I was kind of begging my parents for one after I failed to land a Nintendo 64 back in 1996. And actually, it was by the end of 1995 that I already have some awareness of the PlayStation, but I was kind of and who can blame me? I was a 80s baby, early 90s kid, so I got Nintendo whole in mind, secondary Sega. So I think that Sony being kind of the newcomer in 1995 obviously didn't took away my bullseyes for the Nintendo 64, but unfortunately we didn't get the Nintendo 64 on launch years. So instead I kind of wanted to, along with my family, to go on charted waters with the Sony PlayStation, and man, what a great thing Destiny had for me. The original PlayStation wasn't just a console, it was a cultural phenomenon that changed the landscape of home gaming forever. And before PlayStation, we got Nintendo and Sega as the dominant forces of the gaming industry, specifically in home consoles. But Sony, a company primarily known for electronics, saw an opportunity, especially after a failed partnership with Nintendo to develop a CD-ROM add-on for the Super Famicom or the Super Nintendo. That's a historically irony right there. That aborted partnership directly led to the PlayStation creation. Kensuke Taraji, often called the father of PlayStation, pushed Sony to enter the console market despite the failure of the partnership with Nintendo. His vision was to create a powerful CD-ROM based system that could deliver cutting-edge 3D graphics. And the CD-ROM was a game changer. Cartridges were expensive and had limited storage. CDs offered a vast storage capacity, which meant bigger games, full motion video cutscenes, and a high-quality audio. This really allowed developers to be more ambitious. Think about the launch titles and really hits like Ridge Race by them Namco, now Bandai Namco, the original Tekken, Wipeout, and of course Tomb Raider with Lara Croft becoming an instant icon. These games show off the 3D capacities of the potential of the system. And it wasn't just the tech, it was marketing. PlayStation positioned itself as the cool console. It embraced more mature, edgy aesthetic compared to its competitor. It targeted a slightly older audiences and cultivated a brand image that was distinct. And they were brilliant with their party supporters too. Developers flocked to the PlayStation because it was powerful, easy to develop for, and had a huge CD-ROM capacity. This led to an ambitious diverse of video games, including from JRPGs like Final Fantasy VII to survival horrors like Resident Evil. And isn't it interesting to say that Final Fantasy VII development in itself can make a whole episode itself for continued news and gaming podcast? But I will say that Final Fantasy VII coming to PlayStation was a pivotal moment. Nintendo had always been the home for the series, but the move to PlayStation cemented the console's dominance and signaled a shift in the industry. It was a massive win for Sony. And let's talk about the DualShock controller. While this was not an OG accessory, the rumble features, the analog sticks, these were innovation that became industry standards. It wasn't just about the console. It was about the entire user experience without having the user or the customer to invest in add-ons, pieces of hardware to make the whole experience. The DualShock already included the analog stick and the rumble featured all in once, and no modification needed for the PlayStation. Of course, PlayStation wasn't without its challenges. The infamous red screen of death for some consoles and the initial competition was fear. But they weathered it all and kept innovating with the PlayStation 2, which remained the best-selling home console of all times. In 2001, the PlayStation 2's inclusion of a DVD player was another stroke of genius, making it not just a gaming machine but a home entertainment hub. It expanded its appeal for beyond just gamers. And then we saw the evolution through the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and now, of course, the PlayStation 5, each pushing graphical fidelity, online capacities, and immersive experiences further. PlayStation has consistently delivered high quality, exclusive titles and defined each generation. Think of the PlayStation Studio lineup today. Naughty Dog, Insomnia Games, Santa Monica Studio, and the list goes on and on. Those are some of the best developers in the world, consistently putting out critically acclaimed and commercially successful games. Yes, both PlayStation Studios and all the members of PlayStation Studios were not first party in the early days, but Sony knew about the value of having them folded for exclusive PlayStation games. From The Last of Us to God of War, Spider-Man to Horizon Zero Dawn, PlayStation has built an incredible library of first-party titles that are often cited as the reason to own their consoles. 30 years of innovation, fierce competition, and relentless focus on delivering immersive gaming experience. Here's to PlayStation and its continuing legacy.